a roaring sphere of fire, a million times larger than our home. It feels like the pinnacle of power. But the universe is unimaginably dark. And in that dark, our sun is nothing but a flickering ember. Far beyond the edge of our brightly lit neighborhood, the scale of reality begins to distort. Deep inside the Scutum Centaurus arm of the Milky Way, 20,000 light-years away, there is a shadow looming in the interstellar dust. A dying god of fire. Its name is Stephenson 2-18, and it is the physical embodiment of megalophobia. Numbers lose their meaning here. Calling it massive is an insult to its geometry. The only way to comprehend this Leviathan is to drag it into our world. Imagine erasing our sun and dropping this hypergiant into the dead center of our solar system. The moment it appears, its surface swallows Mercury. Venus, a world of crushing pressure and toxic clouds, is atomized in a fraction of a millisecond. Then, Earth. Every empire that ever rose, every human who has ever lived or died, vanishes into the nuclear dark. We are not burned. We are simply silenced. A microscopic whisper lost inside the belly of a star. But the Titan is still expanding. The wall of dark red plasma surges outward, an unstoppable tide of gravity and heat. Mars is consumed without a trace. The entire asteroid belt is vaporized into nothingness. Hundreds of millions of miles away, in the freezing void, sits Jupiter, a gas giant massive enough to hold 1,000 Earths inside its violent storms. Against this hypergiant, the king of our planets is entirely powerless. It is swept beneath the rolling, boiling surface and completely incinerated. The ocean of fire continues to swell, breaching the orbit of Saturn. If you were standing on the ice of one of Saturn's moons, looking toward the inner solar system, there would be no black sky. The stars would be gone. The entire universe above you would be replaced by a curving, endless wall of crimson plasma, millions of degrees hot, looming over your world. 10 billion of our suns could fit inside its volume. Even visualizing it swallowing planets is not enough to capture the terror of its size. Light. Light is the absolute limit of reality. A phantom traveling at 186,000 miles every single second. It is so fast, it can wrap around the Earth 7 times in the space of a human heartbeat. Fire a beam of light across the equator of our sun, and it completes the journey in just over 14 seconds. Stephenson 2-18 breaks this fundamental law. It turns the fastest entity in existence into a crawling prisoner. It does not take a minute. That beam of light, traveling at the maximum speed the universe allows, crawls along the surface for nearly 9 agonizing hours just to circle the star one time. If you were flying a commercial passenger jet across its surface, moving at cruising speed, it would take 500 years of non-stop flight just to return to where you started. It is a cosmic tragedy, a star balancing on the absolute edge of total collapse. It has grown too large. Its outer layers are so unimaginably distant from its core that the gravity holding them together is dangerously weak. The star is actively losing the battle against its own mass. It is bleeding. Every single second, the hypergiant sheds millions of tons of its own flesh into the freezing dark.
it is suffocating in a blinding toxic nebula of its own dying matter, a shroud of red dust and radioactive winds extending for billions of miles into the void. And its surface is a vision of absolute. It is not smooth. It is a violently shifting, lumpy ocean of instability.
Deep within its core, unimaginable heat forces its way up, creating colossal convection cells. Bubbles of boiling fire rising from the abyss, bursting violently into space. Just one of these erupting bubbles on the surface is larger than our entire solar system. It is a world of endless, deafening destruction, crying out into the silent dark of the Milky Way. A fire this violent cannot burn forever. Stephenson 218 is living on borrowed time. Because it is so massive, its core must consume nuclear fuel at a suicidal rate just to keep the crushing weight of its outer layers from falling inward. It is starving. It is in the final, desperate chapter of its life. Soon, in the cosmic blink of an eye, the fuel in its heart will finally dry up. When that exact moment arrives, the outward pressure of nuclear fusion will stop. Gravity, the quiet, undefeated architect of the universe, will claim its prize. Without the fusion to support it, the 10 billion solar masses of this titan will collapse inward. The outer shell of the star will fall toward the dead core at a terrifying fraction of the speed of light. All of that unimaginable scale crashing into the center in a fraction of a second. The universe will flinch. The resulting shock wave will trigger a hypernova, an explosion of such absolute violence that for a brief moment it will outshine the entire galaxy. A lethal, invisible spear of gamma radiation will scream across the cosmos, sterilizing any worlds unlucky enough to be caught in its path, ripping the atmospheres off planets light years away. The Titan will be torn apart, its body scattered into the dark as an expanding cloud of radioactive ghost light. And in the exact center where the largest star in the universe once stood, there will be a tear in reality, a point of infinite density. We are 20,000 light years away. We are safe. The death of this god will not reach us. The night sky is not a peaceful roof over our heads. It is a wild, untamed wilderness, a graveyard of giants. There are scales that shatter the human mind. We are just dust drifting in the dark, waiting for the giants to fall. So, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing content.